Hi, my name's Stan Smith. I'm from SaveDaily. Welcome to On Point. Today I have the great pleasure of introducing Michael Lee, who's the president and COO of Lourd Murray, a large boutique advisory firm up in Los Angeles. Michael, welcome to the show. Could you share with us your point of view and some definitions around passive investing versus active investing?
First of all, Stan, thanks for having me here. It's a nice office you have here, and congratulations on the CEO position at SaveDaily.
Thank you.
Regarding your question, we get that question a lot, and I think there's quite a lot of noise in the marketplace around passive versus active. And it's a term that's been around for decades, but also definition-wise, I think it's changed quite a bit. I think if you look at the standard textbook definition of passive, it's typically something people associate with index investing. Somebody else is coming up with the design, and you're just executing on someone else's design and capturing market returns. Whereas for active, we kind of see that as more opportunistic timing or picking or trying to beat the market with your own recipe, if you will. So I would say those are at the two opposite ends of the spectrum in terms of definition and thinking.
Got it.
But I think in our industry, we know that there's a lot of different variants in between, right? So traditionally, passive has kind of encompassed a lot of things that were just not active, right? So being not active, there was a bit of a marketing viewpoint where active is bad, passive is better. We certainly at Lourd Murray tilt more towards the passive camp, but really it's gotten a lot more sophisticated than that. And I think you hear terms like factor investing or enhanced indexing or smart beta. Those are all not really active, but they're also not very passive either, because there is a slight change to the formula, if you will. So I think it's come a long way. I think the broader investing universe still tie themselves to passive or active because it's easy to remember, but there's definitely a lot of variance in between that people need to be aware of.
So I'm a small saver. Can you give me one or two best steps on how to get started into the passive investing arena?
Yeah, so again, full disclosure, we tilt towards the passive end of the arena, and we like that because we believe one person or being tactical and trying to time the markets is very difficult in a long period of time.
Okay.
Especially in the retirement space, I think people are better served by thinking very long term, so day-to-day, weekly fluctuations in markets aren't going to really be best spent use of energy and time. So that said, we think hiring an advisor is obviously the way to go. That's very self-serving of me to say for the business, but I say that because unless you have the time and you have the wherewithal and the energy to research all the different nuances, and there's a lot of noise out there. Even as a professional investment firm, we think there's a lot of noise out there. So, subscribing to an ideology or an approach that you believe in, whether it's passive or active, and make sure that you understand what the drivers are behind that philosophy. If you have the time, look for things that don't rely on a specific human being or a star manager. Find a system that relies on evidence-based as opposed to forecasting-based.
Got it.
Right? And then lastly, if you don't have the time and you have the means, then hire someone that does this for a living every day, day in, day out. Just make sure that their philosophy aligns with what you're looking for.
Michael, that's terrific. Thank you. Could you just share with us one last question just around the fees? High level, what we should be thinking around, fee disclosure?
Stan, that's a great question. I think it's a very important question, and one of the things that you want to look for when you're hiring an advisor is that the fees are very transparent. I mean, some might say almost in your face. There are so many layers of fees, and they're all fees that are charged by the industry at large. There's nothing illegal or hidden or anything malicious like that. But you need to be aware of product fees. You need to be aware of administration fees, as well as advisory fees. You have to know the total of what you're paying and make sure that you are working with someone that is fee only. They're not incentivized to put you into a product or a solution that pays them more behind the scenes or on the side, commissions or what have you, or revenue sharing situations. We're very dogmatic about that. We believe that people should know what they're being paid, and we believe that they should hire people working for them. So I think the industry at large No, it's going through transformation. How do you price a service that is rapidly changing, right? So we went from an investment-centric business to a full-service tax, wealth, estate. So that's people and time. It's not just a product that delivers returns. So I think the industry is still rooted in pricing that service with an AUM-based fee, which keeps it simple and transparent. But I think nowadays advisors are delivering a lot more of the other value in the form of service. So I would say that people should think about the holistic value that they're getting.
Terrific. Michael, thank you so much for your insights and your time. Again, my name is Stan Smith. Thank you for joining us on Point.